Welcome back to another Coffee, Chaos, and ProdSec episode. I'm Cameron, and I've got opinions. And with me is Kurt, across the table, and he's got opinions. Coffee, Chaos, and ProdSec starts now. Boom. Intro done. Probably the best one we've done.
There's a lot of thought went into that one.
A lot went into that one. Nailed it. Yeah,
honestly.
I mean, it's probably the most honest intro we've done. So let me tell you,
I got a lot of opinions about a lot of things, but yeah. I think everyone already figured that out, though.
True. All right. Well, please comment, like, subscribe, smash the smash. It does help the podcast. It really helps us out. You know, like to hear your guys' opinions. Please join our Slack and Discord. Come chat with us. I'm in there a lot. Kurt's got to get in there more. I've seen him. Actually, you've been chatting a little more in there. You've been. I see it. You gotta like turn the notifications on more or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I ignore a lot of things on my devices. I guess I gotta tweak this.
Yeah.
Gotta make this one shine a little bit more.
That's what I did. I turned it so that certain Slacks and Discords alert, and so now I can actually pay attention. And then got to make sure it also doesn't wake you up in the middle of the night. So make sure you have that, you know, the nighttime do not disturb stuff. Yeah.
Auto do not disturb.
Yeah, true that. Well, it's been a doozy of a week. I know between me and you, work has been a doozy of a week. We're both running. I'm on my third cup of coffee, which is unreal for me.
I'm on the normal third cup, but I made an extra large cup. The machine has the sizes from like small, medium, large, and then there's an XL. So I put it all the way to the right, maximum intensity.
You're like good to go. That's fair.
I need to get amped.
Yeah, I feel that. It's been my bunny last night, Harry Houdini. He just kept waking me up, just kept coming to his gate, would shake his gate, and he wanted pets, he wanted hay, he wanted to hang out. So I got like 5 hours of sleep last night.
It's weird. You texted me that earlier, and I was like, "That's weird." I got 5 hours of sleep last night. Don't know what caused it. I don't have a bunny shaking the gate, and well, I have a child, but she was asleep, so I don't know what my problem was.
You need to get some sleep. It's that DEF CON black hat, envy is what I hear. It is we're recording, the FOMO, yeah.
Everyone's at DEF CON.
Next year, dude. Next year, we are going. Me and Kurt were like chit-chatting about this. We're like, we're gonna rent a house and we're gonna be in Vegas for 2 weeks. We'll just rent, and like the days it's not a conference, we'll work, and then we'll work it out somehow, and we'll just be renting out a house in Vegas because we'll be there for 2 weeks.
Go try Vegas on for size.
I've done that, but it's a lot of Vegas. So, but at the same time, it'll be fun.
2 weeks in Vegas, I feel like what did I tell you? I think I said that's enough for like 10 years.
Yeah, I know. I've done Vegas a lot, but I agree. Every time it got up like to a week, I was like, I need to get out of here.
It's been a while. I'm just making up for lost time. How about that?
There you go. So, fun thing that I just wanted to bring up too is that if you're listening and you're in the Austin area, I will be presenting at OWASP Austin chapter. So this is August 15th, and the topic is a deep dive into OWASP SPVS through the lens of the Agentic Secure SDLC. It's going to be fun. I'm excited for this. I've been prepping for it. I don't know. It's always weird when you go and give presentations and this will be actually, Kurt, my first presentation in person with, like actual humans in front of them.
Snap.
I've done a lot of virtual ones because I was doing ones for schools and giving, trying to do that, but that's all virtual. So this will be the first time doing one in person. I'm a little nervous.
Just do your normal thing. We talk about security all the time.
That's what I was thinking. So
you said August 15th?
No, 25th.
August 25th.
25th. Sorry. Dyslexia got me.
Numbers are hard sometimes.
Everything's hard. What? Are you kidding? Life.
Words, numbers. I just tripped up on the words. I forgot the S. Like, jeez.
Right. I'm also thinking, I'm trying to sort it out right now, but I'm trying to go to Houston. Was it Cyber Sec Con? I believe what it's called. It's in Houston since September 14th and 17th, and then there's B-sides on the 17th. So there's 15th, 16th. and then the 17th is another one. So I was like, well, if I could hit a bunch of different conferences or 2 different conferences in the same week. So I'm thinking about going to that right now, trying to sort out travel and tickets and all that. That'll be fun. But yeah, good times.
I will not be at any conferences the rest of this year, I don't think. Unfortunately.
No.
But
when's B-Sides? When's B-Sides Seattle?
B-Sides was in the spring.
Is it? Okay. I don't remember. Time's
That's
relative.
when Jen and I hatched our plan to be like, we're going to do a podcast episode, and it worked out.
That reminds me. They're going to be on the podcast. So open source malware will be in the podcast. 2 weeks. Yeah, the episode comes out the 26th. So cool. Alrighty. Any other housekeeping stuff? The one thing I wanted to say is that we did do a crossover with Absolute AppSec. We have ours and theirs. So I'm an avid listener to their podcast. They keep calling us out every week, and I'm like, man, we got to call them out.
Shout out.
Go check out that episode on theirs. It was really fun. Yeah, it was really fun. So I'm always jealous. Yeah, Crocs and socks. I'm always jealous when we're prepping for that podcast. I was like, I need to make sure we have to figure out which questions we want to put in which podcasts. And selfishly, I'm always like trying to hold back the best questions or the best topics for our podcast. So it's whoever goes first gets the best, I feel.
Yeah, they record, they do it live, so it's earlier in the week than ours. But I just highlight random questions and pick some.
I don't know. Let us know if you guys would want us to do something live. I was thinking I think there's a way we could stream it on YouTube, so I could still get the recording locally, so I can edit it correctly. But let us know if that's interest to you, YouTube or maybe Twitch. I can look into dual streaming. So when we actually stream, I was like, maybe we'll trim it down so that we can have the pre-banter and hang out with folks for a little while, and then be like, all right, we're starting podcast, and start it and then end it, and then we kind of end banter with some folks. So reach out to us, let us know if that was something you would tune into. So it'd be fun.
I'll be there.
Yeah, and you have opinions.
I'll bring them. Always do.
All right,
take them everywhere.
So coffee. I'm running on.
You did something fancy today.
I did. Well, I was just like, I already had 2 cups of my cold brew. Literally already had 2 cups, and I was like, I need to get out. I need to get something else. So I went to there's a coffee truck down the street, and they have. I went there a couple weeks ago, and it was delicious. And they have a dirty lavender latte. So I got a dirty lavender latte iced with oat milk, and it is delicious, utterly delicious.
I have to ask, what makes it dirty?
I think it's it's usually when they say dirty, they put a shot of espresso.
It's like a red eye.
Yeah, like a dirty chai. Was it chai? There it is, chai. A dirty chai is just a shot of espresso in it. So,
all right, as long as they're not using dirty lavender.
I don't know. They told me
that wouldn't taste so good.
They pick the lavender fresh. So they pick the lavender fresh every day and then use it in the coffee that day. So, and you can tell, it is the best lavender I've had. So better than even the place I normally get my coffee from.
Should have figured that out, because at my previous house before we moved, I had all kinds of lavender plants in the yard for the bees.
There you go.
Never used them for my coffee or anything.
There you go.
Oh, well,
what are you drinking?
It's a little late now. I'm not fun this week. I'm finishing the beans from last week, but I do like the name of the roastery, so I'm gonna say it again. Drink coffee, do stuff, out of Lake Tahoe, and it's the Hell Yeah blend. So
we got it.
I like the naming all around. I gotta give them a call. If anyone's listening and knows them, have them give me a call.
We can eventually launch our own coffee brand. We could totally do that. Launch our own coffee brand, Coffee Chaos and ProdSec Coffee, something along the lines. We'll come up with something.
We'll figure out names.
It'll come up.
Coffee Chaos and Caffeine. I don't know.
True that. Alrighty. Well, I think we're finally going to cover some of the topics I wanted to cover. We do have to cover some, I think, the latest fun, and I think that'll be quick. But we're going to definitely cover the article from Chain Guard by Dan. Is it Dan Lorenc? Is that how you say his last name?
Lorenc. I don't know how to say
Lorenc.
his last name correctly,
Yeah, I
but
don't
yeah,
either.
he's the co-founder, CEO.
Yeah. We're going to talk about that one. Hopefully, we'll get into the Anthropic's agentic, or they say the securing its AI native development lifecycle. I'm like, all right, so it's just agentic SDLC, the secure
Yep.
agentic SDLC, and then also hopefully we'll get into the article from Geico on the agentic SDLC and what they notice. So I think between these this should be fun. But of course, we got to talk about all the bots, all these hacking bots breaking out. So we have OpenAI, we have Anthropic, we have, was it Gemini or no? It wasn't Gemini.
No, now we've got Meta came
We got
to
Meta,
the
but I
party.
thought there was a fourth. I thought there was another one.
I think we're all like, the meme is flying around. The guy poking Gemini with a stick. Like, come on, wake up.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Yeah. Or I think we're thinking of the same meme. There was a
Oh,
no.
it was the one that we saw. What was it today? Is poking Gemini, and it says, "Come on, commit crimes."
Come on, commit crimes. Yeah. Oh man, I don't know. I thought there was another one, another company. But yeah, there's another one. Is it just a cool thing to do? We could throw in our conspiracy hats, and say, oh, is this because of DEF CON and Black Hat?
I mean, it's like, oops. I mean, we know that they're testing these things, and well, like we've said before, or keep saying, tell AI to do something, it's going to find a way.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out it's pretty good at finding a way where software vulnerabilities are involved.
Yeah, exactly. I just think it's funny that everybody's coming out now. It seems, is that like the new trend? Is that the trend that's just going to happen too? Is that somebody's going to do something and then every other AI frontier, every model, somebody's going to come out and be like, oh, I did the same thing. Oh, I did the same thing.
Maybe, like, because I mean, it makes you wonder, like, how close are they paying attention to this thing? Because like OpenAI, like, made a splash, right? Well, let's go even before that. Like, Mythos is gonna like end the world, or even models before that. There's so many vulnerabilities, the world is ending. We can't release these to people because they're all gonna become hackers. And well, people got them now, and the classifiers don't always work. Imagine that. And then OpenAI is like, we hacked Hugging Face. Oops. I mean, the write-ups were really cool. Go, like the Hugging Face write-up we talked about last week with all the graphics and the time lapse. Amazing read.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. And then Meta is like, hey, we did it too. Like the trend we're seeing here is like, hey, we did a thing. And everyone's like, we should probably check to see if we did it too. Because we don't want to get in trouble and we want to own up to it. So yeah, I think that's a long way of saying I think you're right that we're going to see a lot of this. If someone did a thing and everyone else says, hey, whoops, we did it too.
We did it too. Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely, I don't know.
It's the cool thing to do, apparently.
I don't know. It's crazy. I just think that if a human did this, that person would be in trouble. And from what I'm seeing, you can be a large company and do these things, and your stock goes up.
No consequences. Yeah, like the price of the stock goes up.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't like
Not
it.
fair. Like if I start hacking, why can't my bank account grow? I guess it can. I'll just end up in jail.
Yeah, there you go. I was gonna say, I was like, I mean, you can go that route. You just might want to go to another country.
Maybe it's probably happening somewhere, but it's like, what was it? The Air Canada incident where they're like, we can't control the bot. It did its own thing, and the courts were like, no, you created it. That's your problem.
Yeah, exactly. So is there going to be lawsuits? Is there going to be that? I don't know. I'm going to keep, a pulse on this because I think it'll be very interesting to see where this all literally plays out. So I think that's enough for that. I didn't want to cover that one too much. We've talked a lot about all that stuff, but I just think it's funny that it keeps happening. Yeah, let's go into
2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row.
Agentic SDLC, agentic development, security, fun stuff.
We're doing dependencies. Yeah. So if you guys haven't read the article from ChainGuard about essentially it's called Growing Up the Hard Way. I really liked the article because
I like the way he wrote it.
it was a good time, right? It was a good read and like very relatable. The whole time I was
Yep.
just like, oh yeah, like open source. So if you haven't read the article, essentially Dan is talking about just dependencies and how the world of open source is changing and evolving, and his prediction. It's interesting reading stuff from like, especially from a CEO and a co-founder. These are people who have to essentially understand where the market is going and make predictions and then back that up with actual tooling, right? It's his job to kind of predict where the market is heading and things are headed and build a tool that can meet the customer's demand. So yes, there's the whole vendor side about it, but I don't even care about the vendor side. What I care about is what is the massive change and the wave of changes that are coming, because we're seeing a massive change in open source from a lot of different kind of perspectives, as well as I would say people deciding, do I build it myself, do I ship it, what are the risks on all the different sides of using AI to build code and the implications with that. So I don't know, do you have anything you want to say?
No,
No,
I think
no
I
opinions.
gave my
Wow.
I gave my first opinion was it was an interesting read, Cameron, about how open source is growing up.
Yeah,
And well, I think it might be past its angry teenager stage. I
yeah.
don't know.
I definitely think it is. I think it was funny when he was like, it was
It was
conscripted.
conscripted, like it was forced into the military.
Yeah, because it's kind of true when you're looking at all the open source. Open source was supposed to be like this, a collaborative, community-driven
Yeah. It's
project.
like an
Yeah,
ecosystem.
ecosystem. That's the word I'm looking for. Ecosystem that's distributing all kinds of different packages and has this massive use case that all of us need. But then it became like the linchpin to
Yeah.
everything on the internet, like all products, everything. Everybody uses open source. It always shocks me when I read like whatever, I think it's the Verizon report, one of the reports where they're like, average companies, like 65% of their code is open source. And it's just like, what? What? That is
Bananas.
insane. Yeah, bananas. Literally bananas.
Absolutely bananas.
So, and now we're in this world where, we have attackers attacking open source. We have, the Log4j, SolarWinds, Team PCP, Shai-Hulud, I don't know what
We
Xmux.
had
There's
another one this week.
Tmux. Yeah, another one this week. Yeah, the open source. Oh, we should have talked about that too. I completely forgot about that. I like
Yeah.
because we weren't vulnerable or anything. I was just like, all right, cool, move
Yeah,
on with
it's
my
like
life.
we're good. See ya.
Later. Completely. That's the week it's been. It's been nonstop. But
It's
yeah,
like I read
that
it and
totally.
I was like, I forgot about it until now. I'm like, where's the post? I can't find it.
Yeah, that one was interesting too. That's when essentially the Team PCP, when they open source their malware, they now that's what the worm came from. So, which again, also very interesting. And we always talk about this. Guess what? DEF CON, Black Hat, B-Sides, it's all happening right now. And then suddenly, mid Black Hat, there's a worm going around. I don't know. Throw on your conspiracy hat. Is somebody trying to pump the market for
All timing.
dependency stuff, or is it just that hackers are taking an opportunity while supposedly everybody's on vacation?
Well, Pete, I mean, I feel like every year around this time, something happens, right? Everyone's like, well, all the security people are at Black Hat and DEF CON and besides Vegas. So, or Hacker Summer Camp for those of you who like that name. They're like, we're going to go do stuff.
Yeah.
And they're not going to catch us. Like, really? There's plenty of us that we've got the FOMO and we're still working.
Still working. It's the same thing like during Christmas and New Year's,
Yeah.
and for the U.S. folks, like Thanksgiving, like there's always, I feel, an uptick of something happening around that time because it's generally known people are going to be out of office and lower staffed, so it's a prime opportunity to attack.
Great opportunity, but I have to wonder with how things are going with AI. Like the attacks are going to obviously amp up, but is the defense going to get easier so everyone can enjoy their holidays?
That's the new tag selling point that's going to be from all these AI sock vendors. All of them be like, take your
Enjoy your
vacations, enjoy your holidays.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy New Year.
We
Like,
got you
come
covered.
on. Yeah. Pay us a bunch of money and you too can have time off.
Right? That's so good. You too can have time off. Yeah.
If you guys need a marketing person, call me.
On it. That's your new side gig. Oh my gosh. But
Yeah. Need another side gig.
Another side gig. Cracking me up, dude. It's true though. It's true. Like every time these holidays we see that, and then now with the open source. So open source is just and it's been primed. It's literally been primed to have something happen. Log4j was like, do you know Log4j was like 6 years ago?
That's insane.
Like literally.
That's like that's when we first started working together. Was
I know.
when Log4j went down.
I know, literally, it's like 6 years ago. It's literally bananas that it's a long ago. And then I look at Log4j. I'm prepping for my the talk, and I keep like a catalog of like, I would say celebrity open source pipeline related attacks. I can't keep track of all of it, but I focus on the celebrity ones that people you can call out and remember. And it's crazy. Like you go look back the years ago, and the attacks that happened on open source were I can't really find much beyond like 2015. There are some, and I do have some, but it's like I'm really pulling for stretching the scale is just so much different. You look at what's happening today and back then, and the attack surface is like 1,000-fold of what's happening. So
I'm sitting here thinking about open source and like just the raw amount of dependencies we have on open source. Like technology wouldn't be what it is today without open source, right? There's an explosion because of AI development and like enablement of more people to be able to code. Most of what we use today was built by humans line by line.
yeah.
And now it's like, where do we go from here? And I know part of the discussion in this article is like, well, we're shifting because there's going to be this question of, well, is it even maintained, right? How many libraries do people use that are just abandoned, but they're useful?
Yeah, it's so true. It's one of the most frustrating things I've had with open source is that I hate SBOMs. Like we've beaten that one down. I literally hate SBOMs. I was talking to somebody this week and they mentioned SBOMs, and I was just like, hey, like just so you know, I hate SBOMs. And they were like, what? And I was like, literally SBOMs are the worst. Like the worst thing ever. I understand their usability. I get why people want them. The problem is just every part of SBOMs is frustrating because you just get a list of stuff and it has no context, literally zero context. And in a world that we're in right now where you could grab one package and one version could have just so many vulns with AI right now, it's going to keep exploding. So SBOMs are just going to keep becoming a major pain. And none of the standards can kind of just, why is none of the standards thinking? It's like the people who write the standards are not practitioners. They are literally just, I don't know what they're doing. Auditors, I guess. And they're just like, we need SBOMs. Like, blah, blah, blah. SBOMs are great.
We need a list. Like, I feel like, so this is the delay that happens in the industry, right? And this is like compliance frameworks don't update. SBOMs are good if the fix everything approach works. I have a list. I can see, words are hard. Cross-reference with that list. And, I know all my vulnerabilities that need to be fixed. Well, great. How many of those are actually loaded into memory? Because I got 9 million of these things and I can't fix all those. Are you out of your mind? So now this is where we talk about like reachability, exploitability, and the rest of it.
Yeah.
So fix what matters. Don't fix everything.
Dude, you hit it. Like nail, right? Like the fix everything approach. We did that for the last 20 years. Has not worked. Literally has not
never
worked.
Succeeded.
It's
no
never
one's hit zero.
No. You can't be. You literally cannot be. Like even before AI, like literally before AI, What was I heard it all the time. Hey, you want to get into cybersecurity? Go find some vulnerabilities, get some CVEs under your name on some open source projects, put them on your resume. You have some street cred. And now we have AI and people are doing the same thing. And I'm like, even before AI, we had people researching and trying to do this. And now we have AI exploding. And my point is that there's so many CVEs. There's always an incentive to detect, never an incentive to fix and provide that fix. And now we're doing like, hey, you got to get SBOMs. And it's like, SBOMs literally just give you a horrible list. Dude, SBOMs, hate them. Hate, loathed like entirely.
So I never liked them.
It drives me crazy. Like SBOMs with OpenVax, I'm much more okay with. But at the same time, like, it's still a pain. It's still a massive pain generating that, getting it into a consolidated form, providing it. I just think if you're an auditor and you're listening, please think through. Like, I wish anybody who writes standards, anybody who writes frameworks, standards, any of that, like, they literally have to be on the other side and doing it. Because like I'm writing the SPVS, right? We're gonna by the time this recording goes out, we'll release 1.6. 1.6 is talking on, we created a whole bunch of controls from the recent attacks from like Team PCP, Shai-Hulud, all the like most recent attacks that have happened in the last 6 months. We focused on building a set of controls for that. And I like the number one thing that we talk about when we're making the SPVS is like, could Cameron right now go implement these controls in a feasible way where I'm not going to be cursing the person who wrote that control? Like, literally, that's how I approach control writing. Cause I'm like, I could you imagine being on their side? Like, there's some IRAP controls. Can I just say IRAP controls? Like who's the person who put it in there? Like, do you know about the OWASP top 10 proactive controls? Have you ever heard of that?
Oh,
yeah. Why is it in the IRAP framework? Nobody knows. And then how do you implement that? I don't know. It's the same thing with like OWASP top 10. When everyone says OWASP top 10, and then they're like, oh, you mean the web apps security ones? How do you implement the OWASP top 10? Like, literally, how does anybody do that when everything is a category and it's a massive category? How is everybody implementing that? How do you for me, it just feels like security theater. It literally does. It's checkbox. Oh, I have a SAS tool, I have SCA tool, I have DAS, I have this. So I meet, quote unquote, the standard. And I'm like, don't lie to me here.
I was going to say, like, what is even your like artifact of proof in that case?
It's because I have the XYZ vendor.
10. Well, okay. Like, great. To me, that's a checkbox. Like, I could pass that control because great, I have a thing. You could get an open source scanner and be like, hey, I have the right thing. Or it's like the OWASP top 10 for web apps. Like, how do you protect against OWASP top 10? I got a WAF.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure I've said how I feel about WAFs. I don't need to rehash it. I mean,
you love WAFs. That's what I've heard. Favorite thing. Number one
it's
control,
like
best thing ever.
Yeah, the WAFs are amazing. Like, don't get me wrong. There are some good ones, but in most cases, like, it's like going to a sword fight with a shield made out of newspaper. Like, you're gonna get your arm chopped off real quick.
Maybe a little more. Maybe like cardboard.
Maybe.
Because it does block a little thing.
A really nice one will be made out of some really solid cardboard. How about that?
Okay. Not a CSPM or CSP.
Don't say SPM. I've been on that one lately.
I didn't mean to.
Security problem makers, get out of here.
Get them out. Like, that's the point, right? It's there's so much security theater, especially in the open source, as well as so many different vectors of what we're talking about around open source. And that's the one thing like this article is really talking about, is we're coming to a point where we have to literally start rethinking. And I think a lot of companies are starting to rethink their use of open source. I think we've all been rethinking it for a long time. And I'm a firm believer of like, analyze the open source you're using. I wish there was a tool out here. There isn't a tool, but I wish, or at least I don't know of the tool But if there's a vendor out there, hey, give me 10% or something. Analyze how much of open source that companies actually are using. So if you include a package, are you using 80% of that open source? Are you using 10% of it? Because there was one time I was at a company where they brought in what was it called? It's like Logdash. I think it's Logdash. I think Logdash has a huge I can't remember it now. There's a lot of like big packages out there that have just tons of functions in them, like literally tons of functions. And they and like that. The one I'm thinking, I swear it was Logdash or something.
Like Logstash?
Maybe it's Logstash. I don't know. My mind, I'm tired, so brain's not working 100%. But it's like a megabyte that you bring in, and so every time somebody loads your page, they have to load that library, and it's just like. And I found they were only using like 3 functions of like 300, and I was like,
"Come on now,
why are you using this? Like, why would like you have to maintain this now? You're at the mercy of somebody else for fixing the vulnerabilities, and now you're dragging in all this other garbage. Just write it yourself and maintain it yourself and put it in a library, and boom, now you're done." Like you're literally done. There's the one package out there that's like parser or something. It's like 3 lines. No, there's the sleep command. Somebody made like a meme one, sleep command, and people use it like all the time.
All the time. It's literally a line you can write yourself.
Yeah, 1 line, literally 1 line, and somebody includes a package and brings it in. It's just like, why? Why?
I feel like someone was definitely trolling with that one. They're like, let's see how many downloads I can get because there's
the person who wrote it,
dependencies and
the person who wrote it was a meme. He was calling calling the like essentially the hypocrisy of like people like why are software development, why are we in this world like that where that is the thing. And that's what kind of like Dan's talking about in the articles. We're reaching this critical mass point where we have to change, and we're not even, it's not a choice. Like the choice is being removed from us. Right. And if you read the article, the choices, and I can totally see that. I could totally see lawmakers, especially stuff coming out of the CRA.
I mean, it's being codified in law with the CRA, the Cyber Resiliency Act.
Yeah, exactly.
So the thing there, the big one that stands out there is like the open source you use has to be maintained. Like,
it has to be maintained.
What do they call it? Like a steward. I think that's the term they use.
Yeah.
So like that means that open source usage is going to transform. So you're going to have to go find all the dependencies that you have that are just abandoned.
Yeah.
And get rid of them.
Yeah. But and they're going to qualify what abandoned means, right? And this is something that so funny. My watch is like, you're relax, you're stressed. I'm getting too excited here.
Spun up. I'm sitting down for this one.
I'm standing. The coffee hit, so I'm good to go. Apparently.
Yeah. Still waiting for mine to kick in. I just slam it, and I'll be ready to go.
I completely lost my train of thought with that one. Oh, it was the stewardness and that's the thing. I was talking to, I don't know, some Farshad, I think, or somebody, and I was like, do we make another OWASP project that is called like defining like what what the term adopted or like well supported? Because what is well supported, right? Like how do you, what is
Dan's
that
point
definition?
In this article of like, I don't have a name for it. I was actually thinking about this. I'm sitting there eating a snack or lunch or whatever, and I'm like, what if we called it, because we all like turning acronyms into fun words, I guess, maintained open source software. It's MOSS.
I like it, MOSS. That's perfect.
MOSS.
I think MOSS is great because then you got the OSS in it.
I gotta go copyright that. I gotta post it on LinkedIn.
You gotta get out of here before this episode gets published.
Cameron's gonna steal it from me.
Nah, dude, it's serious. You can have it.
If you post it, just quote me. How about that?
I will quote you. Yeah. But it's totally true. Like that's where the world we're kind of heading in, especially with AI, because as we extract or abstract the layers of coding, right? We're heading towards a world where I don't know, prediction. I'll throw it out there. It was funny. Jim Manico actually commented on one of my LinkedIn posts. So I was like, oh, fanboying. And he was like, because I posted about like, I keep hearing this from a lot of, I don't know, I just feel like AppSec interviewing is changing like crazy right now. And like if you're interviewing for AppSec, I feel like right now you're in two different sides, because I help a lot of people interview, and I'm like rethinking how I do interviews. And there's like two sides to it. Do we keep interviewing the same skill sets that we know, or do we shift toward the world where we're headed, where possibly AI, everybody's an AI assisted AppSec person, which means, do you have to know code anymore? Like, that's the big question that I'm trying to ask. Like, should you be able to maybe read code, but what does that mean? Yeah. It's the same thing as like maintained in open source, right? If you can read code, is the expectation that you can write code, or is it analyze code? Because I don't know. They are very tightly coupled, but we're heading towards a world where that is extracted. And with open source, how are you going to keep track and know what libraries you're bringing in? Because we have typo squatting, we have packages being taken over, transitive dependencies that are primarily targeted, so you include that, and that affects so much people. So with AI, that is going to make that so much harder in open source. So maintained, right? Quote unquote maintained. What is that definition for everybody?
It's a great question. I think no one's defined it yet, and it's going to be open to interpretation. Like, is it going to take another law coming out of Europe to strictly define this, and then the whole world's going to follow, because they've kind of led the charge, like in codifying these things into laws. Of They had GDPR because privacy matters, and now they're bringing the Cyber Resiliency Act in, and it's everyone freaks out about it, and then it's like, well, it's not so bad. It's actually good. It's just we got to get over that initial hump to get to where we need to be to pass.
Yeah,
right.
Agreed.
So
it's yeah, it definitely, and like that's the thing. Like, I've been thinking about it, and I think every ProdSec AppSec person's got to sit down and define what is their quote unquote definition. And I mean, for me, like, I was looking at a npm just rolled out the you need two people approving a release to get published. Yeah. And that allows, so if one person's compromised at least, and then that person's pushing stuff, they can't just automatically publish malware on the internet, right? So like, I was like, all right, so the bare bone definition is two people maintaining on that, right?
So, I mean, all the wonderful packages in the world that have come from single maintainers, like, you got to find a friend now.
Yeah, exactly.
Can the friend be an agent?
No, it has to be a real person. And like, that's the thing, right? Like, you have to find somebody else to maintain it. So it's like, okay, I need two people, but is two people enough? I don't know. Like, for me, I'm like, I kind of want more eyes than two people. I understand that there's amazing packages, but in company perspective, I'm like, from my company, I would want at least 3 to 4 people in there, 5 maybe. I don't know. Like, where's that line for me?
I feel like this goes back to like the early days of my computer science education, where they like draw the circles and there's different problems, or they'll talk about like the confused deputy problem or the consensus or whatever, like building that consensus. Or if you have 8 people, how many do you need to actually have it go through? The higher number you have, the harder it is to compromise the system, the easier it is to weed out the one compromised agent or entity. um, but it gets exponentially harder, right? The more votes you have, so to speak, because the odds of compromising 10 out of 15, like, is that realistic? You're kind of banking on the majority is going to catch it as it unfolds, right, and just shut it down. So is 2 enough? It's a good start.
Yeah.
But even on the question around like how do you maintain, like, do you know how to write code, read it, analyze it? It's funny, like, I've been interviewed as an architect, and I'll have someone who's definitely an engineer. They'll just bust out some code and be like, tell me what this code does. And I'd be like, well, I'm glad I know how to read and analyze code still. I'm
True.
not great at writing it anymore, and so that's where Cloud Code can be my friend.
Yeah.
Um, but I think there's a lot of power in still understanding how to read and analyze it because, like, AI, yes, it's going to check the box, it's going to accomplish things. It doesn't always write the most efficient code. So, are we going to see the end of high performing systems, or are we still going to see senior engineers who know how to optimize and read through the code that the AI generates and make it highly efficient?
Yeah. Or is there going to be a vendor who builds a model that is focused on hyper efficient, hyper effective, like C code or something, or Rust, right?
Yeah.
That's their whole bread and butter. Is like we understand that for IoT devices or high performing embedded systems, you might want to use our model because we focused on delivering it and training it on like the best high performing secure version of these languages, and that way you can you have some assurances there that still
Well,
extrapolates the layer.
I mean, to branch into some of the concepts that are happening in like the secure AI SDLC, right? Like you have, I think Anthropic wrote about how they have multiple agents that do different things. Like you
Yeah.
have, and I know we've had conversations in like Slack or Discord or all over the place about how having multiple expert agents is better than having one big mega agent trying to do it all, right?
Yeah.
Um, so maybe we see the development or productization of an agent that is a code optimizer because it's been trained to do that along with your security reviewer and your threat modeler and whatever else is happening in your SDLC.
Yeah. It makes sense. I get what you're saying. So it's just I don't know, but with these AIs that we're using, like it's still just where is the line of who's a maintainer and what is well supported? Because if you're just looking at people and who wrote the code and that, I'm like, you have to take. I think you have to take it as security people. We have to take it 3 steps further too. We have to think about how often are they shipping fixes? How often do they update? There's some packages that I know that are you know hundreds of thousands of downloads a week and or a year or something like that, and they release like 3 times a year. And I'm like,
Let's
in this world, how do you do that? Like, how do you do that? Especially if they have transitive dependencies. They have other dependencies in there. So they've got to also live in the world of zero vulnerabilities, right? They have to fix all approach.
and this is the part of Dan's chain guard blog post that he called proof of life. Like,
Yeah.
how do you define basically what defines that proof of life? There's no heartbeat. What is the definition of maintained open source, to use the term that I guess I coined here today? Um, there's probably multiple ways you can define it. Like, is it you push a fix once a quarter? Is it once a week? Is it once a month? Like, I don't know, because that might differ based on the package's purpose, even. If you have a package which carries some very basic functionality that no one wants to write and maintain on their own, great. What if there's nothing to fix?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if there's nothing to fix, then that makes sense.
Like,
But
add a comment, push the code. Like, it's still alive.
still alive, yeah, yeah, it's true. I think there's still a lot of people. I don't know. The proof of life is an interesting problem, but out of all the packages I look at, there's always every package I've looked at. There's never been perfect. There's always been more work that needs to get done, more security that needs to be done. They all include their own dependencies in it that they need to upgrade. And I understand that they defend their reasoning for using XYZ version, and you shouldn't just upgrade for the sake of upgrading. But like this is like his conversation. I do want to get into the puppy thing. So
Puppy.
yeah, bring that in your brain. But I think that we have to find a way to, I don't know, like give back or get these packages to stay up to date. I don't know, like it's a problem. It's because it's not
Yeah.
fair to the package owners to be like, hey, you always have to keep everything up to date, but then internally we don't upgrade because it's not reachable. But then the problem is the inverse. Like I deal with customers who deal in absolutes. literally in
Yeah.
absolutes, right? It's black and white. You have a critical vulnerability. And I'm like, yeah, but the critical requires this function execution. We don't use that. It's nowhere in our code. So we are not vulnerable. There's no way to invoke this. So why would we fix this? And why would we spend the time doing the upgrade? We'll do it in a few months. We're fixing things that actually matter. But then the customer works in an absolute, right? And customer contracts, we go through this all the time. Our customer contracts we see are horribly wrong. Like that's a whole separate problem, right? Like customer contracts, awful.
Yeah. I mean, it's everywhere too. It's not just the experience we have today. It's in past companies. It happens everywhere. You work with
Questionnaires.
big regulated industries. Questionnaires are horrible. Uh,
Questionnaires,
like
security questionnaires.
vulnerability SLAs always come around, and you work with a big regulated industry. It's like banks and healthcare, and they're like, you have to fix everything, and we're just like, why? Those days are gone, man. Like, I can prove to you you're not vulnerable, but I could do that faster than it would take, faster than fixing it. And they're
Yeah.
like, we don't care. You still have to fix it. Like,
Yeah.
that doesn't make sense. Logic just went out the window.
Yeah. Yeah. It I don't know, dude. All right. Free.
Like questionnaires, false sense of security right there.
I hate
Check
questionnaires.
boxes. We're secure.
All the AI questionnaires now.
Oh man, so much slop. It's
So
horrible.
much slop. It's just I just want to send it back and be like, hey, here's your AI slop.
Like, here's your AI slop, and by the way, my AI responded. So
Yeah, with your slop, with my slop, we're just gonna keep throwing slop at
slop
each other.
squared.
Exactly.
My questionnaire resulted in answering you with a questionnaire. How about that?
That's what we should do. We should build an agent that takes questionnaires and sends questionnaires back to them in their questionnaire.
Did you read your questionnaire? No? Try again.
Oh gosh, that's so
That's
good.
my first question. You can pass that gate. Okay, now we're talking.
Now we're talking. I really like this part where he was like, free. Open source is free, as in it's like having a puppy. Sure, you get a puppy, you can adopt a puppy, but a puppy, you don't just, that's not it. You have to walk it, you have to feed it, you have to take care of it when it's sick, you have to do all these things with a puppy. And
You have to keep it healthy and alive.
Yeah, in open source, us people who are quote unquote the owners of the puppy are not doing our part, right? We are not finding a way to help them, and them I mean the people who create and maintain this code, and because of us not doing it right. I like in Dan's article, he talks about he explored ways to give money to open source, and he was like, it is so, like, everyone just says give it money, and it really changed my brain. It changed my thought process, because I had heard this in the past, like, why don't we just get $10 billion or some astronomical amount of money, and then we'll just go fix all open source. And he's like, I've tried this. I've literally tried to give money, and it is so hard to figure out.
It's so difficult to give money away.
Yeah, well, because then I was thinking about the problem. Like, think about the problem. You have like 20 contributors. Do you divide the code up by who spent the most time writing code? Who did the most time PR reviews? How do you divide that money? Oh, they stopped contributing 5 years ago, but they still contributed, 20% of the code. Do they get, some kind of amount of money? How do you slice and dice that? Like, I was like, oh my gosh, I had never thought about the actual, like, I thought the idea, but I was like, man, you're a fool, Cameron. You're a fool to think that it's just going to be, we can just throw money at this problem. There's so many logistics. And when he was laying down, I went down a rabbit hole and was just like, man, that makes so much sense. That's why it's so hard. That's how do you do this? I'm not, like, especially on the more like less structured, more packages, like you're saying, like, what if there's like 2 maintainers and there's 20 people who have contributed to that code? How do you divide that money up?
Yeah, I mean, if someone moved on, they're no longer a maintainer, and someone's taken over it, and suddenly they're getting paid to maintain a package someone else created. Does the creator come back and be like, I'm back, pay me? Or are they just like, do they get some sort of fund as like credit, and it's kind of like royalties, and now we're finding ways to essentially buy open source, it feels like?
Oh,
There's no clean way to do this.
hmm.
Someone's gonna get screwed in the end.
Someone's gonna get salty. It's gonna get salty and throw some bananas.
Yeah. I don't want salty bananas. Doesn't sound great at all.
This is so good. Doesn't it? But it's really true, man. I don't know. I was thinking about this whole like problem around it, and it always comes back to the legal things that are happening with open source and with AI and with all these different attack vectors, and as well as laws that are happening. We're entering a world where open source, what you can and can't use, is finally becoming a decision that is not our decision. It is something we are going to have to comply with. And that's what his article is talking about. He's like, he foresees a world where open source will still exist. Again, we're not saying open source is going away. It's not going away. What's going to happen is, as you're saying, there's going to be like enterprise open source, and then there will be open source. And sure, some of those open source projects can become enterprise, but there's going to be a gate. There's going to be something that qualifies it. And then us as people who have companies, especially the more regulated ones, we have to think about a future where we cannot use like 80%, 90% of our code of our open source libraries anymore because they do not qualify. And this will take time, but like I was like really thinking about this, and I could totally see a world where that completely flips the script because everybody starts just tired of getting popped. And we're only going to keep seeing more open source attacks. And as every attack happens, this just gains more momentum to this kind of world. I don't know.
I mean, that's what we've essentially experienced, the advent of these supply chain attacks, right? Attackers got wise. They're like, why are we wasting our time attacking individual targets? Why don't we just hit the source and compromise much more? It's like a many to one instead of many to many sort of deal, or a one to many, right? So if I hit the source, which 157 companies pull in, I've now compromised 157 targets. I get all your credentials and I'm going to have some fun.
Yeah.
That's much easier than attacking 157 targets. So great job, attackers. You achieved something amazing, but now we gotta figure this out
Yeah.
because it's the model we're in is not sustainable.
Yeah.
And I don't have a solution either. I'm happy to get together and talk about solutions with people though.
Yeah. Yeah.
All I have is a name for it right now. And
Moss.
it's a green plant.
Yeah. I mean, he came up with some funny ones, right? Enterprise source,
Yeah.
resilient source, load bearing. Load bearing source was my favorite because it's just it's literally it's the XKDC or whatever his meme with like that one little pillar and be like,
A tiny little rock
yeah,
holding the whole thing up.
guy in Minnesota in the XYZ or somewhere else like holding up this one package for your entire company. It's
Some Linux library from 25 years ago is still holding the whole thing together.
yeah, it's crazy. So I don't know. I know we didn't get into other topics, but it is. I just been wrapping my head around this because I assume everybody else is seeing the same thing. Like I feel AI is writing. I'm going to say this and we'll see if people disagree, but I feel like AI is writing more secure code that I've seen than humans recently. Maybe that's because they are doing governor agents and they're doing things. I've been working with my teams to build like security skills to help them remediate and find vulnerabilities in the dev cycle rather than before it gets commit. I always tell my teams, hey, you want this dashboard, the vulnerabilities to just start going downward? Don't have me detect them. Fix them before I detect them.
Right.
My detection point is when it gets committed into the repo, into your source code management system. If you fix it before then, you have all the tools and mechanisms. You could build a skill. And so I've been helping them build a skill to do that. I don't know. It'll be interesting.
We're starting to see this socialized a lot more. Anthropic talks about how they've changed their SDLC and how the Cloud MD file contains like security instructions. Like,
Yeah.
great. By the way, don't type your instructions to the agent and say like do security. It's going to be like, I'll forget that in 5 seconds. That's how some of these attacks have unfolded. Actually, it's like, you have guardrails. No, I don't.
Yeah. Well, the problem
Uh,
with
but
all
like
those,
I'm
right?
toying with even like my team writes the rules. We own the standards, right? So we write in technical terms what are the rules for security in our products and our enterprise, the rest of it. We're starting to see this work its way into dev cycles. Like if the standards can inform development at time of code generation, like are we going to live in a world where code is just secure by design and secure at generation like you've talked about in the past?
Yeah. I don't think
And
it'll
then
happen.
if it writes vulnerabilities, like you have the skill or whatever that comes in, it's like, I fixed it.
Yeah.
Like
I,
it's not going to be perfect because I know we've seen statistics on like the more iterations you have, the less secure code you're going to get and things like that.
yeah. Yeah, that's what I think. So, but I mean, Kurt, you got to make sure you walk your puppy and get back to open source.
Try. I don't have a dog.
A
I have a lot of open source.
lot of open
I mean,
source.
I have a child. She's fed and happy, so I don't have to walk her. She chases me.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. All right. Well, I mean, we're coming up an end here. I think it's a good exercise. I definitely would like to hear from anybody else. Like, what are you guys thinking? What are you guys seeing? Are you disagreeing? Are you feeling the same kind of, burn around this? I know all of us are feeling the vulnerability burn. It's going to keep increasing as more stuff keeps getting disclosed. The tsunami is coming, but it's really going to change open source. Keep your, I don't know. It'll be interesting in a couple of years to see how all this plays out.
We're gonna have to have an episode in like 2 years that comes back to this.
True.
Put it on your calendar.
Put it on the calendar.
Schedule it now.
Open source is always going to be a pain, so we'll talk about this a lot, I bet. So
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see how the attacks continue to unfold because I think we've seen a lot of different flavors of like Shai-Hulud at this point. Will those continue? Will we actually implement
yes,
safeguards?
yes,
And how do they look essentially? How are those going to evolve? Because right now we're seeing that start to unfold. What's it going to look like in 3, 6, 9, 12 months from now?
yeah,
I think it'll be very different.
yeah, true. All right, dude. Well, this was fun. I had a great time. We didn't get through the other topics. Typical for us. We rant too much, but
Hinted at it a little bit.
yeah, eventually we'll get
I
to it.
proved that I read it. Come on.
There we go. Kurt coming in here prepping. What is this world?
I have opinions. I told you I had opinions. No salty bananas.
Boom. Good times, good times. Well, I appreciate if you're listening. If you made it this far, thank you. Hope you all have a great weekend, a great day, and yeah, coffee's out. Anything else, Kurt?
Yeah, smash the smash. Like,
smash the smash,
subscribe,
like,
5
comment,
stars.
subscribe, 5 stars. I know I haven't seen our any
Come
more
chat
5
with
stars.
us.
So
I'll try to respond. Tag me. I'll get a notification then.
there you go. You got to change that. I'm gonna just tag Kurt all the time now.
Like, what is happening?
What
right
is
now?
happening in here? Everybody's going to come in there and keep tagging you. That'd be great.
There's a coffee incident.
I'm out of coffee, Kurt. Help.
Like, get your own.
There you
Unless
go.
you're in Bellevue, Washington, then maybe we could change that. But otherwise, can't really help you.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you again. This is Coffee, Chaos, and ProdSec signing off.